Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal. And Arsenal have finally announced the first transfer, the first signing of our summer transfer window. Now it's July. We're almost in August, and it's when we're announcing our first signing. It's like Arsenal's transfer window starts in July and others start in June. That's the sad part. But finally, we've signed a backup left back. His name is Nuno Tavares from Benfica, 21 years of age, and I have a special guest to talk to me through this story, and that is Cozy from Cozy's Arsenal podcast. His links will be in the description, so make sure you check them out. And Cozy, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm really great, man. Really great. I mean, with the first signing, I've got to be happy. I mean, my community has been asking me, and all the Arsenal community, where are these signings? Where are these done deals that you guys are talking about? Finally, we've got one. Probably hoping for more. I'm absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, it can be very frustrating as an Arsenal fan. Yeah, I can imagine. I can watch you from a content creator perspective and from a fan perspective and a subscriber,
Exactly.
and it's very frustrating watching Arsenal and other content creators talking about signings, and you're not signing anyone. It is very frustrating. But finally, we've gotten the job done. So let's talk a bit about Nuno Tavares. The first question is. Was this a priority position for you? Was this amongst the first three positions you wanted to sort out this summer, backup left back, or are there other positions you wanted to sort out first?
No. Definitely, it was among the priorities. Look, in pecking order, I wouldn't have put it first. I mean, backup left back first. I thought the midfield was ailing so badly. So I would have probably done 2 or 3 midfielders before I went to a backup left back. But for Arsenal, the difference we had as we were entering the summer is we had so many priorities. You couldn't care less as long as you fill those positions. Sid Kolasinac, we had it towards the end of the season. Kiantiani getting injured. Sid Kolasinac is with Schalke 04 on loan. Ainsley Maitland is with West Brom on loan. It was so bad, and it's like, why did we sign in a backup left back in January? We knew Sid Kolasinac is leaving, Ainsley is leaving. We should have brought in someone at least on loan. But good news, Nuno is here. Yes, left back, it was part of my priorities, and I really badly wanted to get in a backup left back. At least among the first 3 signings, I would have thought of a backup left back.
Yeah. So. I agree with you as well. Last season, Tierney, of course, had to play a lot of games. I've heard you mention this on your shows before. He had to play every single game, Europa League, FA Cup, almost 8 Champions League, how he missed Champions League. So it was definitely a priority. Another question is, who did you prefer? Did you prefer a 21-year-old backup left back, or did you want an experienced one, like a Bertrand who's just joined Leicester, or a Van Aanholt, those kind of players as backup? Did you want a young one or an older player?
Yeah, there was a lot of debate on that, especially on Twitter. And my stance was, for me, is I would take a young left back, because I'm looking at Kiantiani, who's 23, and if you bring in someone who's 30, give him 1 or 2 years of a contract. It would really make no sense for me. So I would have preferred a young left back, Nuno Tavares, 21, anyone who's 20. Come in, they're gonna be patient. They're never gonna put you on pressure. I want to play games until probably the next year or in the next 2 years. And I think they will give you the same amount of work rate as KNTN, because what you want is a backup should be almost at the same level as the player playing in that position. You don't want to take away Kiantiani and then you bring in someone who's already tired, who's already frustrated. It's things like that. So a young left back for me, is a priority. Is going to feature in the FA Cup. It's going to feature in the in the Carling Cup. He's got the energy. He's got a lot of things to learn. He's got the potential. I think. Almost same energy, almost same age as Tierney. Tierney will look at him as a big threat. Honestly, he knows this is a young guy. He wants to take my place. If I do not actually pull up my socks, he's gonna take it. So I prefer young players actually, because they create that kind of competition. Martinelli to Pepe. You can look at you can just look at that. Pepe knows the moment I play trash, Gabi is there. He's gonna take my place. So young players, yeah.
So Tavares, fee wise, what about the fee? Are you happy with the fee we are paying for him? And I'm also very keen to know how much you're paying per week. Does that matter to you? Let's say we are giving him 80,000 per week. Does that matter to you, or are you just happy with the signing?
Well, what I know, I mean, I didn't look at, I didn't really look at the figures. I've not looked at the figures yet, but what I know is we are tripling his salary. Yeah, that's the first thing I know, is that we're tripling his salary. But at Benfica, he's a player that was just coming out, so I don't think he was earning more than 20k per week. I don't think he was earning. So if you're tripling his wages, then it's probably around 50. We are, probably giving him 50,000 per week. Now, the price, 10 million euros. It shows me, probably for me, it's an indicator that maybe Arsenal did see something in him. Maybe Arsenal were convinced that he is the right, the right man. Because 10 million euros for a backup left back, yeah, you could think about it. But I think I'm okay with it. I'm really okay with it. Otherwise, we could have gone down and brought in someone from the academy. But deciding to go out in the market, bring in someone like Nuno Tavares, 10 million euros, 8 million euros guaranteed payments, and then 2 million euros in add-ons. I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that. I don't think we overpaid, and I don't think we cheated Benfica. It was a win-win situation, 50-50.
Okay, so 1 week ago, I did a video talking about his strengths and weaknesses. I'll link it up in the YouTube card and also in the description if you want to check that out. I talked about his height. He's actually 6 foot. I think 6'10". That is very tall for a fullback. It's actually the same with Kolasinac, but Kolasinac is bigger. This guy is very, very tall. He also likes taking on players, something we've been missing. We only have Tien who can do that. On the other side, Chambers can't really do that. Bellerin can't do that. Cedric doesn't really take on players. He also can play in different positions as well. So which one of those strengths actually please you? And also for the weaknesses, we've had that I talked to a Benfica fan and they said he actually makes a couple of mistakes here and there. Maybe that's because he's young, and also his attitude has been pointed out that his attitude is poor. So for the strengths and weaknesses, what pleases you for the strengths and what concerns you for the weakness?
I think as a young player, and I've really got to learn this more. I've been watching and engaging with people on YouTube. With young players, what people have to know, I mean, I've seen people reacting on him, on his video with a dog, something like that. With young players, they're just getting exposed. You've got to give them the time. It's like it's like becoming, it's like getting out of being young and then becoming a teenager. There's so many things to experience in that period. So the strength, I think, one of the things I do like, I would read about him is his ability to play in various areas. I think you'd love it. He's flexible. He's young. He's flexible. So you could play him in a 4-2-3-1, in a 3-4-3, in a 4-3-3, and in a 3-5-2, and it's gonna work for you very well, very, very well. So the flexibility for me, I really do love flexible players, and that's why at times I don't trade players like Callum Chambers, because when you're playing a 4-4-2, a 4-2-3-1, he's your man. But when it comes to playing a 3-5-2, probably it's not so much of of that kind of man. So the flexibility and versatility, if he gets under the right manager, if Mikel Arteta can do it for us, can do it for him, I think it will be absolutely well. The problem with his attitude, he's so young. He needs, he's got to learn. You've got to manage him, and I think this is a big step for Mikel Arteta. He's got to show us, if you fail to manage Matteo Guendouzi, and he has gone to Marseille, what's going to happen with the players like Nuno Tavares? Are you gonna fail with them as well? So I think with the attitude, 21 years of age, it shouldn't be a big problem. But you've got to tame him. With the likes of Mario Balotelli, have lost their careers because of that. So I think the moment we can actually tame him, the moment we can give him the right mentorship, I think the issues with mentality are going to be the mentality and the attitude. I think he will be very, 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 very fine. So I think as a young player, I don't want to give him a lot of stick. I don't want to give him a lot of credit. It's the next 2-3 years that will determine how good he is going to be. I mean, we've seen Hector Bellerin under St. Wenger. I think it was around 5 or 6 years ago. He was brilliant. He was coming. He was upcoming. He was so good. And I don't know whether it is the mentorship. I don't know whether I don't know why he got lost on the way. Then he became one of the worst fullbacks in the world. So Nuno Tavares, let's not give him a lot of credit. He's a new signing. Every Arsenal fan is gonna be happy because we got a new signing. Don't give him a lot of stick. There is nothing about him. He played only 14. He had only 14 appearances for Benfica last season. Not really much data to give him an appraisal. I think next season, but one, that is when we can actually start giving the real appraisals on Nuno Tavares.
I'm glad you said I'm glad you brought up the 14 appearances in the formation. Of course, one of the 14 appearances was against Arsenal. He actually played against us last season, but we didn't know much about him. If we knew, we'd have watched him closely. Maybe we signed him in January. But he also mentioned the flexibility. Thank you for mentioning that. So the main one he'll probably play is, I hope you can see that, the left back. That is probably the main position he'll play backup as for Tierney in some games. Maybe midweek games when Tierney has to rest when you're playing like a Brentford. I hope I don't say Brentford and then they beat us in the first game. And then that's the main position. And then the second position, I'm interested to find out what you think of the left wing back position. Obviously, Tierney at Scotland plays as a third centre back and Robertson as the left wing back. So do you think we could turn into a back three, into a back five next season and have Tavares as a left wing back in that position and Tierney, Gabriel, and let's say Ben White in the middle?
Well, Mikel Arteta has tried that, playing Tierney as the third centre back, and then playing either Saka, ahead of him as the left wing back. And I don't think we're gonna do that. I think next season predominantly we could play a 4-2-3-1 or something like a 4-3-3. That's what I expect. If you get in Neves and you get in Houssem Owa, I think you might play a 4-3-3. But I think it would be interesting to see in some games if you give Nuno a chance to play as a left wing back and then you play Tierney as in a back three. But having Ben White, for me, I think Arteta is looking for that perfect partnership between Gabriel and White, or Pablo Mari and Ben White. And then you have a left back in Kian Tierney, and then getting a right, a right wing back. I think it's been a lot of fidgeting because of the quality that we've had around at the club. You have to change formation so that you can you don't expose yourself defensive wise, but also try to balance that the defensive with the offensive. If he gets the quality of players he wants, I think he'll either play 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3.
Awesome. So that is Nuno Tavares, our first signing of the transfer window, finally announced in the middle of July. We expected more business, to be honest. I know there's been excuses about the Euros, but to be fair, it's not been at the Euros, but obviously it's been isolating and all that. But yeah, we finally got it done. That is our first signing, Nuno Tavares. Make sure you check out Cause's channel. The link will be in the description. And make sure you subscribe and you follow all the social media accounts. And we'll be back again with some more updates.